I have to take a video before making this beer.
That is so good.
This is Rudy, pure bliss.
It's
Bacon ice cream.
Oh my
There's
god.
That's
even salt on
ridiculous.
it. I got a hit of salt there. Right? Do you get that?
It looks like you don't want it.
Wow.
Thank you, Saint.
Play the game, eat bacon ice cream.
That is so good.
All right. Welcome to FaBled Hunters.
I'm Yuanji,
I'm Saint.
and today we're back at it talking about some stuff.
What stuff, Yuanji? Because this is a you episode. You had preempted something about the goings on in the world of flesh and blood and the many changes.
Yeah. So one thing that I'm kind of excited for, maybe not the upcoming event in Tampa, although
That is exciting, though.
yeah, although I think there should be like something to look out for. I think at all of the battle hardens or like events that have been going on,
Worldwide, yeah.
yeah, LSS has put a little like teaser. They've had these like oversized hero card promo, whatever you want to call it, promotional
Promo heroes, right?
Yeah, promotional
Alt-art
materials.
heroes. Yep.
Yeah, they're not in. I don't think they're in card form. They're like the decorations for the event.
Okay.
And then so they have like the oversized card.
I believe I saw one in card form. I think I saw a Dorinthia in card form, or it might have just been somebody replicating it and printing it out.
Oh,
in a
what
fake
was it?
foil.
Was it in the card? I'm not sure. In any case, I wasn't at the event, but I've seen the pictures of these go around on Twitter. We'll post some of these up.
Me too.
And
There's new, right? Dorinthia so
yeah,
far.
new
and Viscerai.
Dorinthia, Viscerai.
Okay.
And the Viscerai one really got me excited because Viscerai was the first hero that I started playing Flesh and Blood with in earnest.
Yeah.
And I think one of the things that I wanted to talk about is we had a conversation a long time ago where I think you were talking about, do you think the Fables are like the most collectible cards or like this or that? I think it might have been like when Marvels were first coming out.
Yeah.
And I think I said to you that I thought that hero cold foils.
Hero. You mentioned in general, heroes should be the most collectible item in Flesh and Blood.
Yeah, because Flesh and Blood is a heroes based game.
It is.
So I think it's just like it's like the easiest thing for people to you put in your binder or like whatever. It's like assembling. You're playing like League of Legends. You have the roster.
Yeah.
You're like collecting, unlocking them.
Okay.
But I thought that this was like really cool as a spoiler for what might be in the 5th anniversary packs in Osaka.
So you're speculating that they will be in the 5th anniversary packs. That's where you think they'll be found, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Because I think it would be like a fitting like celebration of 5 years of Flesh and Blood. To do like a redo of all of the characters of Flesh and Blood.
To revisit the notables of Flesh and Blood,
yeah.
right? Okay, and then they're just teasing, the culmination of all of Flesh and Blood organized play, of these 5 years, and that will all be showcased and distributed in Osaka.
Yeah, and I think it's no coincidence that like the prize cards that they give out at like the highest level of Flesh and Blood competition are also hero cards. I think the heroes of Flesh and Blood is like a big selling point of the game.
Okay.
And like a big, I think, source of collectability. So I wanted to drive the discussion towards these 5th anniversary packs, or what? Do you know what they call? What the official name for them
I
are?
thought they're the 5th anniversary packs.
Yeah, so it is
5-year packs.
Yeah, I think 5-year packs is the official name.
Yep.
And I don't spend a lot of time on social media, but I lurk here and there, and I noticed that there's but there's some negativity surrounding this. Some people are like,
Are you suggesting Twitter mostly?
Yeah, on Twitter. I see it sometimes in the Discords that I'm a part
in
of.
our Discord at least, there isn't very much whining. It's quiet, there's some questions, so we don't have any negativity in our fam. Nearly none, I would say. So I don't sense anything, so I'm going to have to take your word for it.
Yeah, but I think there's a lot of people who are maybe upset about the fact that they're saying that you need to go to us, like they're thinking it's like projecting. They're projecting that Ellis is saying you need to come to Worlds to celebrate 5 years of Flesh and Blood, which I don't think is true. I think in the keynote speech that Brian gave at the last Pro Tour, he said that even though these 5-year packs are only going to be available at Osaka, they have a lot of stuff planned for the 5 years celebration.
For sure.
So, I mean, I wanted to talk about, these kinds of feelings, and I'll give my take, and then you tell me what you think.
Okay.
My take is that the people who are most vocal about complaining about not being able to get the 5-year packs are complaining that they can't get it for free.
Okay.
That they can't just like show up to their local game store and just get it. And I think that, it's a slippery slope because I see it from two perspectives. I see it both from the publisher of the game perspective, as well as the business side of things. So from the business side of things, and as like an events coordinator, whatever, you're trying to throw events.
Yep.
You want to make something that gets people excited about the event and really want to go and attend and play the main event and play side events and just be there.
Yeah.
Like you want to drum up hype to be there. And I think that offering promo cards is a great way to do it. I think that all of the iterations that they've done so far with like the sigils, the Ravenous Rebels, the other like the Majestic sometimes that they give out as like entry promos, whatever. I think those are all like good things.
I agree.
In general. So I don't necessarily view this as being like particularly good and bad. And I understand the people who are saying, like, well, I can't take off a week and fly to Japan. I can't like do this and that. It's like, you don't have to. You
don't have to. Yeah, it's sad, but there's going to be a secondary market for these items.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sure not everybody who goes there just wants to hold on to these packs for dear life for the next, 50 years.
I would surmise that just like there was in the Miss Vale World Premiere, there's going to be an extra couple hundred people or a couple hundred plus ones of actual Fab enthusiasts that will go just to claim these items, especially locals, because the Japanese market, it's not as bad or as opportunistic as the US market for TCGs, but the Japanese market understands the secondary market viability
people aren't
of
dummies.
TCGs.
People aren't dummies. They know.
People like money, right?
Yeah, they know that these packs are going to be exciting. They know that people are going to want to collect them.
And they know that a $2,000 plane ticket is a barrier to entry for people to go. Therefore, there's a non-zero uptick in, it's like, oh, could I spend $500 to get the goodies instead of $2,000 and an entry fee to get the goodies, right? And I'll take it a step back. The people that are complaining on social media, not just about the 5-year packs, about nearly fucking anything, are just mad that they can't get X for free most of the time. And those same people weren't there to hear Brian Gottlieb's announcement at the Pro Tour because they weren't there going anywhere. They're probably not going to be at Tampa either. They're just a bunch of little bitches on social media complaining. That's usually what the case is. So I'm just giving you a blanket statement and saying most of the people, because I don't know where these people are. I heard there was some person complaining on social media about like content creators not being represented, that they needed all sorts of people in alphabet. I'm not trying to get into that. I'm just saying that I don't even know who those people are. We don't see them in Flesh and Blood. They're just a whiny bunch of bitches, and they're irrelevant to the actual commerce side and the actual monetization and revenue side of Flesh and Blood. But keep complaining. We like the engagement.
I don't want to go there, but what I did want to say is you have to. I'm here to offer a positive spin on things. So yes, it kind of sucks if you can't attend the events and be there in person, enter side events, get these packs. I get it. It sucks. But you have to view it from the other side. Maybe because you're busy, you have work, whatever, you're able to afford, you can buy a couple of packs from people selling here and there. And actually what you're doing is you're helping, promote the Flesh and Blood ecosystem in your own way, where you buy like 2 or 3 of these 5th anniversary packs, maybe to open, you open 2 of them, you keep 1. Yeah. Let's say, I'm just like throwing out, I have no idea how much these are going to be, but let's say they're like $300 each. You spend $900.
Okay, sure. Still cheaper than spending $2,000 on a ticket.
Yeah,
right.
And you get 3 packs. Maybe you buy 1 of them. That money is going to go ultimately towards other people who are there to support the events.
Yeah.
And the more that LSS sees that people are engaging in these types of events, I think the more that they're going to continue to develop this aspect of the game out. I think overall that's just going to be like a net positive, so that when the time comes around that you can make an event, that the event that you're going to be able to go to is going to be a great one. You know, that's kind of the way that I see it. Where
so that more people can contribute and more people can show up. Let me take another stab at giving a an example. For example, let's say one of your friends has this fancy destination wedding, and they're going to give out party favors or whatever, like a wedding swag bag.
Yeah.
Guess what? In order to get the swag bag, you need to fly and participate and show up and be one of those X hundreds of people to go to that amazing wedding. I don't know. I mean, let's say that Sandy's wedding has this like Instagram group or has this Twitter channel or Twitter page on it. Are you going to complain, hey, I want the swag bag from Sandy's wedding, but I don't actually want to spend the money to fly to Sandy's wedding? It's like, no, fuck you. Back to my favorite line in 2024, fuck your feelings. You are not buying a ticket to Sandy's wedding. You are not participating in Sandy's wedding, so please fuck off. If you're not going to actively commit, whether invest your money to fly or your time to be present and be a part of the community, then you are meaningless. Your feelings are meaningless. And your bitching and your angst doesn't mean fuck all to anybody. That's how the world actually works. So, anyways, that's just my feelings about the 5-year packs. I'm going to show up. I'm probably going to get a couple. I might open them. I might even get more. Heck, if I open them and, the cards aren't that fire outside of the Dorinthia, like if I get a Viserai, or we should agree, if you open up a Dorinthia and I get a Viserai, we should trade.
Yeah,
right?
if I open one and there's Dorinthia, I know the first person I'm messaging.
Absolutely. Messaging, you'll just hit me up because I'll be there, right?
No, but it's like, I think it's one of those things where, I think it's a testament that a person like me is kind of excited to...
Well, you're the anti-collector.
I'm not anti-collector.
You're a non-collector.
I'm not anti-collector. I'm not against...
You're not against collecting.
I just...
But you're like almost completely. You're like 95-5.
Yeah,
right?
I just don't do it. Like, but don't get me wrong. Like, one of the reasons why I got into playing trading card games was because I really like the art, the lore. I like the idea of you're like this fantasy character. We play RPGs growing up.
Yeah, and fighting games.
Yeah,
right.
So it's not that I don't get it. Like, I get it, but not all of us want to or can collect.
Yep.
And so I think, if anything, it's a real testament to how good of a job I think that LSS is doing with these promotions. I think they're like leaking out one of these pictures every so often.
Yeah, it's like Easter eggs worldwide, right?
Yeah,
like there's a Where's Waldo? What's coming up?
And
it's in Japanese. That's telling you something, right?
Yeah, and I want to give a shout out to the art director, because I think the process of, going out, sourcing all of these artists to do these drawings in a, I would say like a pretty like cohesive style.
Yeah.
I think it's been really good what we've seen so far.
Well, for the 3 pieces of art, I would say that they're all very different. Viserai, to me, looks like just a updated Viserai, right? Like a 2024 Viserai.
Dude, to me, it looks like... Okay, I don't want to... It's like you're doing like... You're playing Final Fantasy, and then, you do like your like limit break. You do like your like final move, and he's like has like all the rune chants in the back going on.
Okay. Well... That art with the rune chants in the back reminds me of that, what is that Everfest really awesome Runeblade card that cost 0
Gloomvale?
Swarming Gloomvale. Yeah. Right? The little circles, the runes from Swarming Gloomvale.
Yeah.
It does look like Viserai is definitely leveled up, right?
Yeah.
So he is definitely in a limit break badass mode.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, whereas Dory looks always very epic and very majestic and grand.
Yeah.
This new Dory looks like an anime Dory, chibi Dory, a little bit. Right? Whereas...
So you're saying it's like a different... like.
Yeah, it's a different take on the... Exactly. Whereas New, and we just went through that episode. We just filmed that episode today. New's different iterations are her very sexy, whether it's young New or adult new, it's like, yes, new, smash new, wood, but that is what's in the box. The new is actually like a, not watered down, but like a softer, friendlier anime new that's got less of that, I don't know, provocative or seductive energy about the art. But it's still really engaging. It's still really nice, right? So, I don't know. I like new and Dory. I like, female heroes for the most part. And I'm a big fan of what they're doing. And I'm also a big fan of them just keeping so much mystery, like holding the cards back and not saying anything. Because all we can do now is speculate. So even if you're not happy with what we're saying, it doesn't matter. It might not even be true, right? It might be on the prize wall. I don't know. It might be on all the prize walls for the next year. Who knows, right? Because I'm working off of your speculation, and we are based on your supposition. We might be wrong. We might both be wrong. It might be something just completely out. It might be a secret layer. Who knows? It might be a gift, that's hidden in the next boxes. I don't know. Nobody knows right now, right? So we're all just speculating, and we're all just presupposing. Now, speaking of speculation and speaking of keeping us on our toes, we have to talk about what's coming up. This will probably, most definitely air after the event, but for us today, it is the week before Labor Day weekend. So you said that you're really liking what they're doing with the spoilers, unlike some other people bitching and moaning on Twitter, right?
I think there's like a mixed there's been like a mixed reception for a lot of people. I think let's just talk about originally how Flesh and Blood has been doing spoilers. They basically spoil the whole set out, I would say, about a week or so in advance.
Okay. Was that Misspell seemed to have a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah, Misspell, still all the cards were released.
Not the FaBled. We released the FaBled and the gold pack.
Yeah, not the FaBled, but outside of the FaBled and the gold pack, basically all of the playable cards for limited or for CC were released. I would say about, I think, Monday or Tuesday and the week of.
Okay.
And that's with a world premiere. I think without a world premiere, they hit the timing around the same time, about, I would say, like a week or so before the actual pre-release is. Okay. And there's good and bad things about that. And I would say that the good thing is that, people get excited about like brewing decks. They get more time to do that. Okay. But I would say that the bad side of that is it kind of takes some of the allure out of going to these events, out of going to world premiere, or maybe out of going to the pre-release if they don't have a world premiere for the set. And I think that in our information age, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. Like, people are playing with these cards in the set, like for a whole week, even like in draft before,
and even virtually, I think. Right?
Yeah. I'm saying, like, they're playing online with the cards like a week before the pre-release comes out. And I think that this kind of behavior can be a little bit off-putting. If you're trying to, if you're going to the event, you're like reading what all the cards do. Yeah. And the other guy's just like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah.
Like
knows and they're club stomping you right on day one because they've put in 200 reps on Talishar or whatever apps are out there.
Yeah.
Right?
So I totally get it from that perspective. So I will say that I do like the fact that it makes limited, at least for the first week or two. So they're gonna have the world premiere calling, and then they're gonna have pre-releases, and I'm not sure if there's another limited calling after that.
Well, wait, hold on. Just to set the table, because I am still very much a layman, and I've been super busy prior to filming. As of right now, I'm hearing. Is it that 0 Majestics or Legendaries have been spoiled?
I think like one or two total
Majestics.
Yeah.
So everything is still face down poker in terms of Majestics and higher for the most part. 90% plus of the Majestics are still kept secret.
Yeah, I think most of the commons and rares are already spoiled at this point.
Which is fine. That's just like the regular pool. You get a flavor of what's going on. But the Majestics are the difference makers in the game and will tilt how you build a deck. right?
Yeah, definitely. I'll give out an example. So like an Everfest, if you were like a Viscerai player and you were looking at all the spoilers, and you were just looking at the commons and the rares, you might be like, oh, Shrill Skull form, that's really cool. You got a 2 for 7. But then you hit the Majestics and you get Swarming Gloomveil, Revel and Runeblood.
Revel and Rune. Oh, those two are huge. They were auto includes, right?
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I think there's still a lot of excitement that could still be had. And I do like how, you get like multiple waves of speculation. First, you get people trying to speculate how's the limited format going to play out, where you play with these commons and rares. Then people are going to go to the event. They have a little bit of information, but then someone pulls out like a crazy Majestic to win the game. That's going to be like a cool moment, I think, for a lot of people. And then once more information comes out, then people will spend more time on CC. But like for the first couple weeks, and I love limited, so for me, I think it's a really cool thing what they're doing.
Well, I don't hear any downside yet. Did you? I'm not asking you to argue against yourself, but was there a downside?
Yeah, I think the main downside is just that, like, because you're not spoiling for the people who aren't like so into limited, the spoiler season feels kind of flat, and I can understand that because I think they kind of went all the way on the other side this time, where they didn't spoil any Majestics or Legendaries.
Okay.
So like before you go into the world premiere, it's like you have to. It's a commitment. You have to like commit to. You got to fly to Florida. If you're in the U.S., it's not. It's still a commitment. If you're coming from overseas, it's like even bigger commitment. Let's say you're not like a hardcore Flesh and Blood fan. Like, is Rosetta, the one that you want to...
Okay.
That's what I mean.
No, I hear your argument.
Yeah.
But I've been told by management at LSS, because I called about this myself. I actually had a phone call about this because we've been invited as VIPs to go potentially open one or more boxes at the Rosetta World Premiere.
Yeah.
So... because of the nature of our participation in spoiler season, I'm biased because, when you're opening, a box where, I don't know, only 5%, effectively 5% of the less of the cards are unknown, it's a lot less exciting than if, let's say, like 20% of the card pool is unknown. Right? So, because that's our participation, we're going to be opening... with a lot of unknowns. Obviously, we'll go through slow the first couple packs, but then once we hit and we see a red circle or a yellow circle or a diamond or a marvel, then that'll be super hot. And that'll be a lot more things to get excited about. And not only that, I also believe that I don't want to like kiss the guy's ass because we're friends, but the Rudy factor is a big deal.
Sure.
Because Rudy the Magic Guy, obviously my personal friend, personally committed to being there multiple days to create content. And what they're doing that's different from our trip to Japan is that they are letting the content creators, that includes us, that includes Flesh and Blood Unsealed, that includes, I think Flukenbox is going to be there, right? So Chris and Ian from FaBled Unsealed, Flukenbox, John, right? Obviously, Rudy is going to be there. Open Boosters is going to be there. But I would say that this is marketing genius because Rudy alone will drive like 3 or 4 or 5 times more views than Flesh and Blood's organic content. And then Alex, as well as Trevor, they could just like kick back and take the day off. You know what I mean? So in terms of eyeballs and engagement, the people that aren't hardcore about Flesh and Blood will get an introduction to Flesh and Blood via just Rudy and Open Boosters content alone will like impact a lot more people.
I think there's a mix. I think there's a happy medium.
Okay.
I think maybe what they did in the past is a little too far in the leaving nothing to the imagination.
Yeah, except for like 5 cards or something.
Yeah,
like that,
and it's usually like a couple commons and like 1 or 2 like warmongers, whatever, something like that. What I would like to see from them in the future, maybe like it's like a middle ground type of strategy where you wanna. I think there should be at least like a couple of like bangers. Like let's say if I was to redo the spoilers and there's a card like Swarming Gloomveil for Runeblade, right? Like, and I just reveal that 1 card. Yeah. And then there's still they can't reveal like the best cards, but like some card that is like a game changer, some gasoline. Like for example, I know that when they did Dusk Till Dawn spoilers and Ethan got to spoil the new Leviah, that was like a huge, you know, hype point for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so while I think it would be kind of cool to, you know, you don't know anything about Dusk Till Dawn, you're opening and bam, there's like a crazy Leviah, a crazy Leviah card. I also believe in, you know, you gotta dangle the carrot a little bit.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it. I think there's a good mix.
I would say that they should experiment, and I see your point.
Yeah.
Let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
Obviously, this time it's really different, and I'm just, you know, always honored, and I always appreciate the opportunity to be involved in, you know, releasing something new.
Yeah.
This is going to be different. I'm just like, oh, okay, it's different. Well, that's going to make this stuff really cool, because even sometimes when 95% of the set is already revealed, and I go up, whether it's on stage, whether we're at home opening a box, it's like, no, that's already been revealed. But it's new to me, right? And it's new to other people out there.
Yeah.
This time, it feels to me like, to the casuals.
Yeah, we got a more authentic like opening.
Yeah, authentic feeling, and it's going to be more of a level playing field. I mean, there's pros and cons, but let's see how it goes.
Okay.
And I'm always a believer that LSS is going to fine tune that process.
Yeah.
And absolutely like decide what the best final balance is. But I would also say we are both probably on the side of a little less, at least a little less is more, because last time there's too much.
Yeah, I think
last couple times
consistently it's been too much.
Too much. Yep.
This time maybe a little too little.
Too little.
But yeah, I am excited for the set. I think there's a lot of cool things that they could do, and you know, I can't wait to see it. Whoever is watching in Tampa.
Speaking of Tampa, I have to shout out. I believe his name is Tristan from Master Set Madness.
Yeah,
I heard from. Is his name Tristan? Do you happen to know? Began with a T. I do believe it's Tristan, but I know for sure that Master Set Madness was also invited to open.
Nice.
So I've opened with like literally everybody else.
Yeah.
I'd love to have a condo with Tristan and hang out, and also meet with the Flesh and Blood FaBfam members that we have on FaBled Hunters Discord when we're there, as well as all the people that throughout these past 4+ years have become good friends. So it's going to be a great opportunity. What about you, man? Do you have any FaBled Runaways updates or thoughts, or any aspirations within the team, or anything like take down the culling due to this? Or
I mean, I think we always do pretty well at like new limited formats.
Okay.
So I'm pretty excited to go to an event like this. I haven't been, you know, I know a lot of the people on the team have been playing a lot of Flesh and Blood. They've been playing like LL and Blitz, and I haven't been playing Flesh and Blood in quite some time since the Pro Tour. So I'm excited to get back into it.
I hear you.
So it'll be nice to you know be slinging cardboard again.
I know that the Runaways just made a What to Expect from Rosetta. Shout out to Cody. And I think Cody and Fino spearheaded that video. So I haven't watched that video, but do watch that video if you get the time. It's on my watch list. Do you yourself have any input about what to look out for in the limited format of Rosetta? Like, what do you think going in before watching anybody else's content? You love limited.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. Go first. Don't go second.
Go first.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a go first format. I've actually been meaning to spend some time with the team and like going over all the cards. I haven't gotten a chance to all of that yet. But when I did see, it just seems like it's like a very like first turn setup oriented type of deal.
Bam, 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 and then Arsenal, and then that will get you the lead for the third turn.
I just think there's a lot of things that you could do. Like you can make rune chants.
Okay.
You can play sigils.
Okay.
You can Arsenal. There's like cards that like discard to gain life.
Okay.
So stuff like that. There's cards that gain life. So whenever there's stuff like this, I have the inclination that going first is better than going second.
Okay.
So that's just how I feel about it.
Oh, great! I'm gonna take that to heart if I even get to play.
Yeah.
But otherwise, hopefully that was helpful and that summarizes our thoughts leading up to leading up to Rosetta, as well as the World Championship. So, yeah, that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, twiddle the notification button, and support us on Patreon because the funds go to the FaBled Runaways. Let's go Runaways, everybody. And that's it, guys. Bye.
Bye.
We say that for the next 10 cards.
Everyone, don't be birds, don't be birds.
Oh, it's not birds. Right.
What's in reversal? Yes, the card with the edge damage. This should be it.
All right, here we go.
Should be it. It looks good.
The moment we've been waiting for 58 minutes.
If you're still with us, then good job.
No, so whether
Rudy, you gotta savor this. This is a very scarce 5-figure asset, and you might not see this again in your lifetime.
he put it all in black.
Back looks good. You see it, right? Yeah, back looks good. This is.
There it is.
Hey.
Woo!
Yeah, look at this. Look at this.
There you
Let's go. We made it. We
Let's
landed the
go.
plane. Number one, we landed the plane.
Awesome.